Jason had always loved Melanie with everything he had. He believed in loyalty, in building a life together, in growing old side by side. But what he didn't realize was that the person he trusted above all others was already tearing that dream apart. He worked long, demanding hours as a construction supervisor, pouring himself into providing a comfortable life. Melanie, a freelance graphic designer, worked from home. They had been married for 4 years, and to anyone watching their social media, they looked perfect. Always smiling, always close, always happy. But the curated snapshots didn't show the growing distance between them. They didn't show the cold silence over dinner, or the late-night calls Melanie dismissed as just work. They didn't capture how she'd recoil slightly when Jason reached for her hand. He didn't want to believe it at first, but deep down, something felt off. What made it worse was how close Melanie had become with Tyler, Jason's lifelong friend, the man who had stood beside him as his best man. Jason had always considered him like a brother. He never saw a reason not to trust him. Until one quiet evening, when Jason returned home early from a construction site shutdown. He walked in to find Melanie murmuring in the bathroom. "Who are you talking to?" he asked, keeping his tone light. She jolted. "Just a client. I was clarifying a logo update." Jason nodded with a faint smile, but his eyes held questions, doubts. That night, when Melanie had drifted to sleep, Jason broke one of his most sacred rules. He tried to check her phone. Locked. Face ID only. That told him more than any unlocked screen ever could. Instead of lashing out the next morning, he stayed composed. He paid an unexpected visit to Tyler's apartment. Tyler wasn't home, but someone else was. "Hey Jason, long time. Thought you were in there already," the neighbor said casually. "Your wife just left." Jason's stomach turned. "My wife?" He didn't flinch. He didn't break down. He simply walked away, but inside something had snapped. Now he needed the truth. And he needed proof. He began gathering evidence. Screenshots of call logs, unusual charges on their shared bank accounts, odd Uber destinations. He even installed a discreet camera in the living room. It didn't take long. Just 3 nights later, while he pretended to be at work, Jason watched the live feed from his phone. Tyler strolled in, carrying a bottle of wine. Melanie greeted him at the door, barefoot, wrapped in a robe. Jason's heart cracked quietly, but his hand was steady as he pressed record. He didn't confront them that night. He had something else in mind, something they wouldn't forget. The following day, Jason invited both Melanie and Tyler to dinner at home, calling it a celebration. "Got some big news," he said with a smile. They came casual and comfortable, laughing like everything was normal. When they sat down, Jason rose to make a toast. He lifted his glass and looked them in the eyes. "I just want to say how much I appreciate the people in my life," he said warmly. "Especially you two." Melanie blushed. Tyler chuckled. Then Jason turned and pressed a button on the remote. The TV screen behind him lit up, and there they were. Tyler and Melanie. In his house. Kissing. Laughing. Comfortable in their betrayal. Melanie's hand trembled. Her wine glass fell and shattered. Tyler sat frozen. Jason stared at them, his voice calm but firm. "You could have had honesty. You could have had forgiveness. But you chose lies." Then he reached into his coat and handed Melanie a manila envelope. Inside, divorce papers. He didn't wait for excuses. He walked out, his heart heavy, but his spirit beginning to rise. Months passed. Jason focused on healing. He started therapy, moved into a new place, and even began seeing someone new, slowly, cautiously letting someone back into his heart. And karma? It didn't take its time. Tyler lost his job after someone anonymously sent the affair footage to his company. Melanie reached out, crying. She said Tyler had abandoned her. She said she was broke. Alone. She said she changed. Jason listened quietly. Then he answered, voice steady. "Sometimes the storm doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reveal who was never meant to be in your boat." And with that, he walked away again, stronger than before. In the final scene, Jason is seen smiling with his new partner, walking a dog in the park, the sun bright above them. A voiceover echoes the lesson. Betrayal breaks you, but healing builds something stronger. Jason didn't chase revenge. he found peace. And sometimes that's the greatest justice of all.